Hey everybody, this is AYG's Alpha Team, here with another video for The Division. It's going to be the weekly vendor reset for all the open world vendors for May 18th, 2018. We're going to start right here at the terminal as usual. We're going to go around to all the safe houses and all the camps and show you all the items that are being sold by all the vendors in the open world. And if you're new to the channel, we do a separate video for all the Dark Zone vendors. That'll be coming out right after this one. But if you wanted to see all the items being sold by all the open world vendors, this is the one for you. Just really one thing I want to talk about this week, and that's some information came out about the Division 2. So I don't know how much you guys keep on Ubisoft's quarterly reports that they do, but they did say that they are announcing three titles in the next quarter, or the end of the fiscal year for them, which ends in March of next year. So within those titles, one of them was the Division 2. So the Division 2 is actually going to be released before the end of the fiscal year for Ubisoft, which ends, the end of their fiscal year is the end of March of next year. So what does that mean? That technically means that the Division 2 will be coming out before March, the end of March of next year. So we can look forward to it either in the last quarter of this year or the first quarter of next year, which is awesome. So it just means the Division 2 is coming soon. So I'm hoping it's going to be, Christmas time this year, but there's nothing definitive about the exact day. All we know is that it's going to be coming before the end of the Ubisoft's fiscal year, which ends in March of next year, 2019. So, short answer for anyone who really isn't paying attention, we're going to get the Division 2 sooner rather than later, which is awesome because I'm really looking forward to playing that game. And they did take some notes, like from what I understand, they did take some notes from Bungie and how messed up the Destiny 2 release was. So they want to listen to the community. They also want to put out a good game. I'm sure they don't want to make the mistakes of the past they did with Destiny or the Division 1, which was, debut it 3 days before or 3 years before the release and just give us a bunch of teasers until like 2 months before the game comes out. And when the game comes out, have it be nothing like everything they've shown us so far. So I'm sure they want to learn from the past, and I'm sure they're going to actually play it a little bit closer to the hip this time. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is at E3 this year, which is going to be in about a month, a little bit less than a month from now, they're going to have a playable demo, which would be awesome because I am going to be at E3. I'm looking forward to being there, and hopefully they'll let us play some of the Division 2 and maybe even actually record it so we can give it to you guys so you guys can see what the gameplay looks like. Anyways, it's a lot of information to take in, at least for me. So I'm looking forward even more so to E3 this year. But outside of that, no other information for the Division 2. But this was kind of a big deal because now we know it's going to be sooner rather than later. So we don't have to wait like a couple years before it comes out. It's going to be soon. Less than a year from now, which is great. I mean, it's still kind of a broad scale, but at least we know it's sooner rather than later. So if you are psyched for the Division 2, like I am, you can look forward to that. And again, we are going to E3 this year, me and a couple of people from AYG, so looking forward to that too. Hopefully they'll have a playable demo. If they do, I can't wait to play it, and I'm gonna try and get all the information they're gonna let me give you guys. I'm gonna give it to you. So usually if you go to E3, there's a big disclaimer saying, hey, you can only do this, you can only do that, you can't do this in this area, you can't do that in that area. So if they let us, we'll have some footage for you. If they don't, we'll be able to at least talk about it. So either way, I'm gonna give you guys everything I get. So I am looking forward to that. In case you were curious about E3, it's going to be June 12th through the 14th, and there's going to be press conferences all that week from all the major players. So like, Sony's going to have theirs, Microsoft Xbox is going to have theirs, Ubisoft will have theirs. I'm sure Bethesda's got something in the works. All the Bungie, I'm sure, has all the major players have something going on. So BioWare. Hopefully we'll have some Anthem gameplay that we can do, or at least see. So all these things are going to be happening that week. Really looking forward to it. And hopefully we can get something out to you guys. But nothing really else to talk about, guys, so I'm going to let this play out, and I will see you at the end of the video. That's going to do it for all the open world vendors, guys. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from RDGaming.com. Also, shoot us a comment if you have any questions, you want to give us any feedback. It's always appreciated. Until then, go ahead. Game on.
Game on! Yeah, game on!